Now, more of Illinois Rising, presented by the Illinois Opportunity Project, the only show directly addressing the problems and solutions for Illinois. Now, from AM 560, here's Dan Proft.
Dan Proft back with Pat Hughes on this edition of Rising. Pat, Governor Rauner has made another change in personnel. Christina Rasmussen resigned from her post as chief of staff and she's been replaced by kind of a longtime Politico/attorney, Roger Heaton. Some more staff changes as he ramps up his reelection. He's got ads on the air now, focus on the school funding deal he did, the bailout of Chicago, which is kind of the same old, the tax credit scholarships, which was a real positive innovation, no question about it. And he's also transferred $4.5 million to the state party for legislative races, ostensibly. But really, I see that as more in preparation for the veto session that starts October 24th and keeping the Republican caucus, which is in open revolt against him, much of it, is in line as he can, particularly when you've got 9 lame duck legislators there to try and prevent, for example, the Democrats rerunning that effort to remove him from negotiating with AFSCME, for example, for a new collective bargaining agreement, and then also with an eye towards his own reelection and trying to keep them in the fold with the implicit promise of money for their reelections.
Yeah, I'm not exactly sure that this all means that he's for sure going to run again. It sure seems like he's going to, but he's doing just enough to make it appear as if he's running again because his new launch of his reelect was very soft. These ads he's running is sort of a relatively small buy. It's a bad ad, by the way. It buries the lead on the tax credits.
Well, he upped his buy towards the end of the week.
Oh, he did? Okay.
Yeah.
But so I think he's probably, at this point, going to run again, and he's doing all the things that he thinks he needs to do. But I feel that within the Republican circles, because of HB 40 especially, but also sanctuary state and other things, and now his credibility, recovering from the damage he's caused, regardless of what he tries to do, is going to be very difficult.
What about essentially he changing out all of the Illinois Policy Institute people that he had brought in just a couple, 3 months ago, the last being Christina Rasmussen, chief of staff. I mean, she's an ally of ours. We're allies of the Illinois Policy Institute, full disclosure. I think everybody knows that, but I'll just say it. So, I mean, how do you view that? To my mind, I guess I would say if you bring in people are committed to the economic liberty policy agenda, and then you spend 6 weeks doing all social agenda stuff, and then you get rid of all the people that were, in one form or fashion, that were part of the economic liberty policy agenda pivot, then maybe you're not even committed to the economic liberty policy agenda anymore either.
Yeah, a couple things there. Look, we personally know the people that went in to work for the governor and the administration as being very competent and very talented. So I think they ran into a buzzsaw where success was going to be very difficult because right when they came in, you had the pivot to all these social issues, the sanctuary state issue, the HB 40 and everything else. So they're
and by the way, related to that, a virtual imposition of a litmus test on the life issue. Meaning Diana Rauner, the governor's wife, suggesting that no more pro-life people should be hired in any post, even if their view on that issue is completely unrelated to their job.
Yeah, so my personal feeling about that, and this was going to be my second point, is what happened is those folks got in. They're more conservative than Diana Rauner likes. The press was playing it off as a far right-wing takeover. There was that political cartoon from IPI that caused a big firestorm, and that made Diana very, very uncomfortable. And then that's when everything went bad, and they started to immediately shift left. That also coincided with the hiring of a couple of outside political operatives to help run his reelect. And, when you're an outside political operative and you look at the map and you see California's blue and you see Massachusetts is blue and you see Illinois is blue, you're going to come in and run the run to the left playbook because, frankly, that's all you'd know. So it's a combination of all those things.
Well, it's also, I think, perhaps something where you have a big checkbook, meaning Rauner's big checkbook, and you have a very uphill battle, which everybody recognizes, to win re-election. And so maybe I'll just be an echo chamber. I see, frankly, that Diana Rauner is his closest and most influential advisor.
They're best friends.
Yes.
That's so touching. You and I are good friends, but they're best friends.
Right. Well, I won't let you into my secret garden, and that differentiates us.
Thank God.
And so
you complete me.
So the thing there though is they come in, they see that it's an uphill battle, they're not expected to win, big checkbook. So be an echo chamber for your client, the social justice warrior, self-identified. Be an echo chamber because that's how you maintain the gig and you make a lot of money this cycle.
That's exactly right. And you're playing into their already where they want to go already, because what I think's happening with Rauner, to your point about bringing in economic conservatives and then dismissing them both in the policy and then literally having them leave, is that he is working on a secondary legacy, right? If he doesn't win re-election, if he can't get anything done economically, which he's not, he wants to be able to go back to the cocktail circuit in Wyoming and the North Shore and everything else that he and Diana do and say, look what I did on sanctuary state. Look what I did on public funding of abortion. Look what I did for transgender birth certificates. Look what I did. This is his secondary legacy if he loses, so he's hedging his bet.
Yeah, perhaps. It's interesting, too, because the scuttlebutt among the financier class here, not exactly movement conservatives, most of them, is he doesn't really have much business support anymore. There's a lot of people. I think that the kind of consensus opinion is it'd be better if he didn't run again and somebody else did that could have a fresh start and a real chance against whoever the Dems nominate, whichever leftist of privilege the Dems nominate. But maybe not the willpower to try to really make a play to force him out, because so many people, I think, have are sort of fatalistic about the state and particularly about the governor.
The only thing that's keeping Bruce Rauner afloat as governor of the state or reelect is his own private wealth.